You've done sales before, right?
Yeah. No, I know. It's
the same thing. Just sell it. That's all you got to do. Sell it, baby.
Welcome to the Fantasy Underdogs Podcast with your host, Dr. Ike and BJ.
Okay. Fantasy Underdogs, we're talking about the common strategy of waiting on a quarterback. You don't want to spend too many auction dollars on him. You don't want to spend too high of a draft pick on him. There's just too many to go around. So we're going to tell you which ones you want to take. Starting off with my boy that I'm really excited about, Mr. Kyler Murray, the number one pick of this year's draft. He's got a lot of potential, a lot. That's why we're going to take him very late this year with a high rushing floor, which gives him on top of the upside. He's got incredible accuracy. I just think it's a lot of similarities to Cam Newton during his rookie season, where he was, I think, a top 3 quarterback, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, he was very good. I just think, honestly, this offense, he's going to do well. He had the same offense basically in college. He's got really good weapons around him. It's just really a matter of that offensive line holding up more than anything. I just think that's the thing we have to work on the most. I mean, is there any real downside to him at this point?
I would say the only downside would be inexperience in the NFL, adjusting to the game flow. I understand the idea of that offense is to be high-powered, fast, and, constantly moving. But defenses in the NFL are tending to adjust a little bit. Again, the offensive line isn't too bad. Late round pick, I think he's a great flyer. I definitely see the upside with the rushing, behind it all. Like one of the guys I like in the late rounds is Carson Wentz.
I like him too.
He was an MVP caliber talent a couple years ago. He was really good last year, but he's coming off of 2 injury-plagued seasons, which, in the eyes of the beholder might be a big issue, but the Eagles just paid the guy tons of money, so they obviously believe he's healthy enough, to go forward with, and they traded away Foles, so he's obviously the guy there. They have incredible amount of weapons. You got the 2 tight ends in Ertz and Goddard.
I love Goddard, man.
Yeah.
Love him.
You love him. I mean, they just upgraded the running back position. They drafted Miles Sanders. They traded for Jordan Howard. I think Carson Wentz could finish in the top 5 if healthy. He's proven in the system he can be very, very successful, and honestly, I see him going late. You're getting him around probably 10, 12, 11, 12, probably around that range, and he has number 1 upside. Yeah. So I think great value in his
I agree. Just, you got like every level. You got Deshaun Jackson opening up top. You got the rookie that I'm not going to try to pronounce. He's apparently showing flashes in the red zone. You got 2 other red zone targets in Ertz and Goddard. You just got big guys everywhere.
Don't forget about Alshon Jeffrey.
I forgot about Alshon Jeffrey. He's unbelievable amount of weapons. It's kind of ridiculous. So I think I agree. Don't think we've ever agreed on something so much that he's definitely a guy that we want to target late in drafts if you can get him. But the next guy we want to talk about is Mr. Josh Allen. He was the best quarterback. I think it was like for a 5 or 6 game stretch over the last season. I mean, the total numbers don't look great. Not gonna lie. Not very accurate, but it was that rushing floor. He was phenomenal. I liked him a lot. They added John Brown. They added Cole Beasley. Not the biggest names, but helpful. I think you look at the upside, and it's just worth a late round flyer just to go after him, just to see what happens. Don't start him for the first few weeks, but just to see what happens. In that terrible division, I think it's worth at least a few starts a year because there's no good defenses there.
Yeah, I believe Josh Allen's a good late round flyer, especially in 2 quarterback leagues, because he's got a high rushing floor. You figure he's probably going to get close to like 500 rushing yards and probably 5 or more touchdowns. I mean, I think he had 6 or 7 last season.
Yeah.
As far as touchdowns go, so that's definitely a positive. They upgraded on the offense, a little bit. Not much. They got, you said, John Brown, Cole Beasley, big deep threats with a big armed quarterback, so that could be, potential long passes for touchdowns, increasing that stats. But yeah, late round, I would say he's okay. Another guy that I like late round who seems to be dropping on boards is Jared Goff. He was finished 6th overall.
And that's even with a bad finish. It's like he was on pace to be a top 3 quarterback if he just kept up that pace.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely he was on pace. And I mean, we have 3 of his receivers ranked in the top 24. So there's 3 receivers on the team that are ranked in the top 50. the quarterback's got to be good, right? If we trust the receivers and we trust the running backs, the quarterback's got to be good as well. So we got to trust him a little bit. So, and a lot of guys don't see him being that great. So I think
that doesn't matter though. Don't you think? It's the offense is so good. He proved like no one thinks he's a dominant quarterback, but there's so many weapons around you. It's like it's almost impossible to fail. That system works for him. The weapons around him, and you even think too. These guys are all pretty young. They could be improving still. Cooper Kupp could be even better than he was last year.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for Goff, getting him back, to be honest.
No, I agree. And also the whole Todd Gurley situation is very murky, especially now. This is June 2019. I think that's the biggest question mark you have. But I think for fantasy purposes, Jared Goff is definitely another guy to target. And with that, that's our 4 recommendations for waiting on quarterback. I'm BJ.
I'm Ike.
We are the Fantasy Underdogs. Like, subscribe, comment. Just do it. We're getting that down. That snap thing. I like that snap thing.
Waiting on a quarterback? Come check out our 4 favorite picks.
That could actually work. That's quick.